Evening, everyone. Talking strategic thinking part 2 this week, chapter 15. I'm going to talk about key idea number 7, egocentric thinking as it appears to the mind as rational. So I went through and reread this chapter. Again, I had my same original book from when I did Hum 5500 and had all my notes that I took in the margins the first time around. Some of them I actually see now were not as well thought out as I maybe thought they were the first time. A couple of them were actually a bit snarky, but a couple of them still actually did hold true to the overall theme, what we're trying to get out of strategic thinking. So the section concludes, in principle, we are capable of learning to catch ourselves in the process of engaging in deception or distortion. We can develop the habit of doing the following. So you have to look at all events from the point of view through those we disagree with, become suspicious of our accounts of things whenever we seem completely correct in a situation, and suspend judgment of people and events when we are in the throes of intense feeling or emotion. Those three things it's definitely something that I've learned the hard way in a professional sense. As a young officer, you are expected to be in the know of all the things that are going on within your shop or within your section. And when you go to staff meetings or you go to meetings about anything, you get asked questions, like you answer the question right then. You can't, it looks bad upon you if you deflect and say, I'm gonna have to get back to you. That said, I did learn quickly that it's better to it is better, in fact, to give the I will have to get back to you answer than to just pop off with an answer, as we call it, and be completely wrong when you give that answer back. So when talking about suspending judgment of people and events when we are in the throes of an emotion, that emotion for me in some of those instances was just fear that, oh crap, I got called on. But words, and the words didn't actually mean anything real or coherent. So in things like that, you have seconds to act, but then on the back end, you have weeks and weeks of time to dissect. It's like, oh my God, why did I do that? What can I do better next time? Then you have to cycle back to some of the other questions of critical thinking of, okay, been to these meetings, now what have I learned? Okay, these are the questions they tend to kind of ask. These are the things that they care about. These are the commander's goals. What questions can I ask myself or my people to get a better understanding of making sure I can answer those goals? Egocentric thinking appears to the mind as rational. One of the notes that I kept in here was unable, or you can't see the forest through the trees. I wrote that in here because it seems to me that there are times when you can get so caught up in doing what you're doing, whether it's a project or a really hot email or something to that nature, and you have to get it, but you're thinking only of, okay, this affects me. Well, actually, when you send that email with your answer, have you thought about what it might mean for everybody else to give that answer that you just gave, the professional example in that? So just a couple quick thoughts that I had. Wanted to get that out there before I lost my train of thought on chapter 15 this week. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to talk more if you have anything that you want to know more about. Thanks. Have a good night.